Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where I talk about books from the Book of the Month Club and beyond. I'm Renee, I'm your host. Let's get started with something a little bit different today. I'm going to attempt to answer the first 6 of the Booktube Newbie Tag questions. So let's get started with question 1. Why did you start this channel? I would say I started the channel to be a part of the YouTube community, and instead of just sitting and watching videos, which is a pretty passive thing to do, I wanted to kind of be a little more creative with it and see what I could do as a content creator. I've loved books and reading for many, many years, and I felt it would be the easiest to talk about for me. But I also look forward in the channel to talking about my other hobbies and interests as well. So second question, what are some of the fun and unique things you can bring to YouTube? I feel like I bring a different perspective. Maybe I can help others get interested in different books other than what they may typically read. That's happened to me since I've been listening to other people's book reviews. Sometimes I'm moved to get a book that otherwise I wouldn't have maybe looked at. There are a lot of YouTubers that do book reviews. However, there's also tons of books. So it's not like we're all reading the same thing all at once. So perspective should be fresh, and there should be a lot of information for content creation. I actually had looked up a couple of statistics about books because I was going to do a segment kind of similar to this. And I found that there are 700 million book sales yearly in the US, and 65% of all adults have read a book in the past 12 months. I hadn't really expected that. And the printed book is still the most popular. People like to have things in the printed form. So I guess we have in common that we all love books and we're all looking for that next great read. So I'm confident there are people out there that I can connect with. Number 3, what are you most excited about with this new channel? I guess I'm most excited about building an audience and increasing my subscribership in order to better connect with others. Once I have more subscribers, I'll have a better idea of my audience, and then I'll be able to get a better idea also of what kinds of videos people are interested in, and that will be hopefully through feedback and communication. So really, I'd say probably connection is the thing that makes me the most excited about having a YouTube channel. So question 4 is, why do you love reading? That's a pretty easy one. Reading is transformative. Every book that I read, it feels like it becomes a part of me in a way. You care about the characters, which is the reason why you're reading the book to begin with. And so the feelings that they go through, the things that happen, it makes an impression upon you almost as though you were there doing those things with them. I love reading as a hobby because it's something you can do anywhere, any day, as long as you have a little bit of time for it. It's not like you have to wait for the weather. It's not like you have to get special gear. You don't have to spend a lot of money initially, and you can go anywhere with it and meet all kinds of people and do all sorts of imaginative things. And when you find someone that's read the same book as you and loves it as much as you did, it's a great connection that you have with that person as well. So reading is exciting, and that's the reason why I love it. Question 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? And I would say the series that I remember the most from way back in the day is the Bobbsey Twins series. You had Bert and Nan as the older twins. The younger twins were Freddie and Flossie. I was probably around 7 or 8 when I started reading those books. And I just actually looked up a little bit of information about the Bobbsey Twins books. I knew that they had been written actually quite some time ago. They started in 1904. Now, I'm not that old. Many were revised in the 60s. And so, of course, those were the versions that I read. From there, I also remember a book series called Ramona that came out in the 60s. I know it was pretty new when I started reading it. The author is Beverly Cleary, and Ramona had all sorts of adventures. She had a friend named Beezus, and so it was Ramona and Beezus, I think, was actually the first one. There were the Pippi Longstocking books. Those were really fun. Pippi went on all sorts of adventures, and I just thought she was great. And then from there, of course, I graduated to more Trixie Belden. She was a young kind of detective, sort of a series. And then Nancy Drew as well. So I think because of all of those characters, I still love adventure stories, detective stories, murder mysteries, legal and medical thrillers, and I think that's probably the reason why. It's all because of the Bobbsey Twins. Question 6, and this will be the last question that I answer for today in this segment. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I think I would ask them what has surprised you the most about having the channel? What happened that maybe you didn't expect to have happen? What keeps you going? What gives you the enthusiasm to keep doing it and have a channel for, so many years? What are the personal aspects maybe of yourself that you've shared that maybe you never thought that you would share on an online environment, and how did that come about? And maybe what do you think is the strangest video that you ever created that you didn't expect anyone was going to like and maybe they loved, or maybe it was the opposite way. You thought everyone was going to love it and you thought it was going to be such a hit, but it wasn't in the end. So those are the questions for today. That leaves me 5 questions for my next video. Right now, I'm going to spend some time reading my current book that I'm working on, and that is Dear Evan Hansen. This is a novel that was adapted from a play. It's very good so far. I'm about a little more than a quarter of the way through, and I think it's about 130 pages that I've read so far. This is a young adult and teen book. It's basically about a senior in high school who writes a letter to himself, Dear Evan Hansen, and the letter gets into someone else's hands, and it kind of becomes misinterpreted, but in a pleasant way. It leads him to some different circumstances that he didn't think he was going to be in. The cover says, prepare to be moved, and I think that may be so. I think that this will be a somewhat emotional read, and like I say, I'm enjoying it so far. So, as always, if you like my content, please give a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Craft it well, and always go beyond. Thanks for watching.